is no question the Eagles need to address wide receiver in the draft. I think they need 2 wide receivers in the first 3 rounds. No question about it, especially on the outside. However, that doesn't mean that they don't have some good things going for them at the wide receiver position. Greg Ward Jr., in my opinion, is going to be a stud. He's a perfect slot wide receiver for the Eagles, and I think he's going to have a better year than Nelson Stinkular had in 2017. Yo, everybody, Lou King Dingbat here. So today we have come with the hell is that? It's a big ass dog. Dallas still stinks. Yo, everybody doing? King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Let me take this second to apologize to all you guys who were waiting for me to live stream. I was not able to get to it tonight. I'm so sorry. I apologize, but we will be doing it. We will be streaming tomorrow, and it's going to be intense, so you don't want to miss it. And if you're new to the channel, or if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button, hit that little dingbat bell. That way, when I go live, you're notified, you know what's going on. It's going to be intense. You want to come hang out, and look, we're going to talk football, we're going to talk draft, we're going to talk receivers, we're going to talk all that stuff. And, you know, maybe some Dallas Cowboy fans come in, double moonwalk that ass too. But in all seriousness, I don't care what team you belong to. Come in, come hang out. You know, I try to answer every comment, although it's very, very hard. But I try, and we'll talk, and it'll be a lot of fun. And, you know, you can talk smack. You can tell me how great your team is, how bad I don't care. Just come in, hang out, let's talk some football. So be sure to hit the subscribe button. I'm sorry. Once again, I couldn't do it tonight. That's kind of why I'm putting this video out. But it's going to be fun nonetheless. Now, before I get into the main part of this video, I want to talk about a little bit of Eagles news, a little minor news, right? Jalen Mills, we know, is going from corner to safety. Well, he's actually changing his number now. Jalen Mills is going from 31 to 21. And we know Brian Dawkins, the greatest safety in Eagles history, was 20. If Jalen Mills could be 50% of what Brian Dawkins was, we're going to be okay. You know, we're going to be okay. And 21, I'm hoping, is a nice, refreshing change for him at a new position. And we'll see. It'll be interesting. And Coleman, who just came in from the Rams, he's going to wear Jalen Mills' old number 31. So, should be interesting. I can't wait. And don't forget, we're streaming tomorrow. Hit the subscribe button. And let's get this thing on. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about was the wide receiver position. And I know we talk a lot about the wide receiver position. We talk a lot about how we need 2 outside wide receivers, how we got to get faster. All those things are true, and you know, nothing has changed. However, in this video, I want to talk a little bit about what we do have and the things at the wide receiving position that I do like, okay? Because there are a few things. Obviously, if Deshaun Jackson's healthy for one more year, I like having him on the outside. I think he's still fast enough, even at 33, to give us at least one good year, okay? Hopefully, coming back from that injury, he's healthy for the most part. Now, when you say Deshaun Jackson healthy for the year, you're talking about 10 games, you know, because he's always going to miss a certain amount of games. But if he's there at the end of the year, if he's there when we go into playoffs, then you know what? That's all I care about. But I like having him and his speed on the outside, at least for one more year. The guy I really like, and the thing I'm really excited to see this year, is Greg Ward Jr. Greg Ward Jr., I mean, we've all seen the story. We all know that he was a quarterback and he tried to convert to wide receiver. He was with the Eagles, was cut, was cut. You know, it was like back and forth. He finally gets his opportunity to play. And he was their best receiver. He was their best wide receiver, not including tight ends. He was that good. And when you watch him, you see he's quick, you see he can catch, and you see that this kid has all the potential in the world. And I got to say, right now, he's got to be your slot wide receiver. I really believe that. I think that he has the potential as a slot receiver to be a Pro Bowl caliber player. I think he's got that much upside, you know. He's raw, he's got a lot to learn, but I think he could get to that point, you know, at some point in his career. I think that given, you know, that we go out and we get, you know, a draft a wide receiver, you know, basically shore up the outside on both sides, I think Greg Ward Jr. could have a better year than Nelson Aguilar had in 2017. Now, Aguilar, I think he had set 62 catches in 2017, like 760-something yards, and he had like 8 touchdowns. Now, he might not get 8 touchdowns, but I think receiving-wise and yardage-wise, he can do better than Nelson Aguilar did. And that was Nelson Aguilar's career year. Okay, I think that much of Greg Ward Jr. Now, here's the thing. Just because I think a lot of him, and I think that he's probably going to be your starting slot receiver, that doesn't mean I just want to hand him the job. Okay, I think that there's got to be a difference. You can be high on the guy, you can like the guy, you can think that he's going to flourish, but we got to bring in competition for him. We got to bring in guys who can challenge him at the slot wide receiver. Guys play better when they are challenged, when they have to fight for something. When you just hand it to them and you just give it to them, they get complacent, and to me, it always hurts. You should always go into preseason and training camp with competition, and that's what Greg Ward Jr. is going to need. I think he's going to need competition, and I hope the Eagles bring somebody in. Now, when they draft, I think they're going to draft a couple wide receivers. I think you're going to get two wide receivers in the first 3 rounds. Primarily, they should be outside wide receivers, okay? But in the middle rounds, late rounds, maybe even undrafted guys, you may see a guy who could play the slot get signed, maybe come in, challenge Greg Ward Jr. And I think that's going to be for the best. I really like Greg Ward Jr. a lot. I think he had 28 catches, 250-something yards and a touchdown, which was his touchdown was huge. It was a game-winning touchdown. I think Greg Ward Jr. is the real deal, and he will start in the slot and be effective. I think he will be more effective than Nelson Aguilar. It's just that I just don't, my thing is I just don't want to give it to him. I just don't want to say, all right, first day of training camp, Greg Ward Jr., you're the starter in the slot. You're not going to play in preseason games. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to challenge you. Don't do that. Let him fight for it because he'll win. He's been fighting since he's been trying to get into the pros, since he's converted to the wide receiver position. Let him fight. Let, iron sharpens iron. Let these guys go in and compete. Every guy, except for maybe the quarterback, should be competing for a starting job. I don't care how good they are. I want guys hungry. I want guys to go in and know how to fight. I don't want to just hand it to people. I think when you hand things like Nelson Aguilar gets handed the slot position, you kind of see the attitude, right? He's running down the field, and alligator arm against Dallas. I'll never forget that. Alligator arm, he didn't even try to catch a ball, which should have been a touchdown. But I'm going to get aggravated on Nelson Stinker. It's just Nelson. I'm getting aggravated with Nelson Aguilar, All I can say about Nelson is, Nelson, he stinks. Gonna make Raider fans drink. That's what I think of him. I had to do that to get it out of my system because I start getting fed up when I start talking about him. But I want competition for Greg Ward Jr. in the slot. I think he'll win the job. I think he's going to be very good. But let's let him compete. And bringing in somebody who's pretty good that has a chance to win the job only makes everybody else better, What they're going to do on the outside, we'll see. I mean, obviously, like I said, you have Deshaun Jackson, but he's not a long-term fix. I think you draft guys, so maybe you get Henry Ruggs like I want. There's a lot of talk about Justin Jefferson being only a slot wide receiver. I'm not drafting a slot wide receiver in the first round. If he can't play outside, then you can't draft him. You go for a guy like Denzel Mims. If you're at 21, you can't get one of the top 3 wide receivers. But let's say you do. You get a Ruggs, you get Judy. Something big happens. You get up. You get one of these guys. Okay, you have Deshaun Jackson. Who knows what they're going to do with Alshon? Let him stay, let him play. I don't know if he's going to be hurt. Who knows? But if you get like a Jerry Jeudy and you have Deshaun Jackson and then you have Greg Ward in the slot, there's some young guys that I want to see compete. I want to see try to earn a job. Robert Davis, I really liked him, right? I like he's big, he has speed, and I thought that when he was given the opportunity to play, they just didn't throw him the ball. They didn't even look his way. And there was a couple of times where he looked wide open to me. And I don't know if it was just Carson missing him or the Eagles didn't plan anything, but the guy had good speed. He has good speed. He has good size. Why not send him downfield, streaking downfield, pump fake, a play action, something like that. See if you can't get them long. They never even attempted it. But guys like Robert Davis, and then you had Dante Burnett, right? He played a couple games. He had 2 catches, like for 48 yards. He was pretty good, especially in that Giants game. I want to see what he can do. This kid Marcus Green, they say he's real fast. I want to see what he can do. Marquand Michel, I want to see what he can do. There's some young guys on here that I want to see come in and compete. And let me tell you, I'm not sold or committed to anybody. If Arcega-Whiteside comes in and Robert Davis and these guys are out playing him, then they win the job. I have no problem with that, okay? Even over Alshon Jeffrey or whoever. I want the best players to win. I want those who come in and compete to win. But guys like Robert Davis, Burnett, I think Marcus Green, Marquand Michel, these are guys that are young, that have talent, that need to be given opportunity. And part of the problem with the Eagles, part of their problem is you had guys like Alshon and Nelson, and just because they were Alshon and Nelson, you didn't give anybody else an opportunity. And when the young guys got an opportunity, they flourished because they were hungry, because they wanted it more, right? People say I look like Jason Kelce. Well, what does Jason Kelce say? What do you say? Hungry dogs run faster. That's what the Eagles, that's what these Eagle wide receivers did. And so that's what I want to see again from these young guys. I know we're going to draft a couple wide receivers, but that doesn't mean guys like Robert Davis, Burnett are done, have to go. They're not going to make it. Let them all compete. Let the best man win. And that's what I say. And look, I know if the Eagles trade up for Ruggs or Judy, they're not, they're going to be there. They're safe. But Arcega-Whiteside is a second-round pick, and I don't know what to expect from him. I liked what I saw more from the other guys than him. If those other guys can win the job, then let's do it. So I do. There are things I like about the Eagles wide receiver situation. I don't really care for what they have going on the outside, but I like some of the young guys if they can develop them. And I love Greg Ward Jr. And I want him to compete. I want him to get the opportunity to play in the slot. And I think he has a potential to be a Pro Bowl type slot wide receiver. I really do. So, it's going to be interesting to see how the Eagles handle this, in the draft and everything like that. But there are some guys that are worth watching, some guys worth rooting for. And I think that if these young guys are given an opportunity, maybe it'll solve our wide receiver problems all by itself because they just need the chance. So anyways, I wanted to come on. I wanted to talk to you guys about how I feel about some of these younger guys on the at the wide receiver position, and talk so much about the main guys, but some of these young guys definitely have talent, and they definitely deserve an opportunity to play. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Don't forget, subscribe, hit the dingbat bell. You do not want to miss live streams. We'll be doing one tomorrow. With that said, take care, talk to you later, and don't be a dingbat.